It was dusk on Novaria 7, a war-torn planet caught between the flames of a galactic conflict. Beneath the bruised sky, Commander Darius Vane trudged across the battlefield littered with twisted wreckage and silence. His armor, scarred and blackened, weighed heavy, much like his conscience. A lifetime of war had stripped him of many things: home, love, purpose. But that was before he found them. Darius heard it first, a faint sob carried by the wind, out of place amidst the stillness. His hand went instinctively to his plasma rifle as he scanned the rubble. Then, between the wreckage of a downed alien cruiser, he saw her. A woman, alien and ethereal, clutched two small children to her chest. She sat on her knees, her shimmering sapphire skin marred with dirt and bruises. Her large, silver eyes, bright and tear-filled, snapped to Darius as he approached. Even in her frailty, her presence was magnetic, her beauty otherworldly. "Stay back," she called, her voice melodic but edged with fear. The twins, barely older than toddlers, huddled closer, their tiny hands gripping her torn dress. They had the same sapphire skin, the same wide silver eyes. Darius lowered his rifle and raised his empty hand. "Easy. I'm not here to hurt you." The alien woman's gaze flickered between him and the weapon. "Are you human?" Darius nodded. "Commander Vane, Alliance Forces. And you are?" She hesitated before speaking, her voice trembling. "I am Aelara, widow of the Varani. These are my sons, Kai and Run." Darius glanced around the ruins. The Varani were a peaceful alien race, caught in the crossfire of a war they hadn't asked for. Their city had been obliterated days ago. Survivors were rare. "What are you doing out here?" Darius asked. "This zone isn't safe." "I am fleeing," Aelara whispered. "The Karthak hunters destroyed my home. They seek me still, me and my children. I have no one left." Darius frowned. "And you expect me to help you?" "I'm a soldier, not a savior." Aelara flinched, her arms tightening protectively around her twins. "Please." Her voice cracked, and something in it pulled at him. "My people are gone. I have no ship, no refuge. I beg you, human warrior, take my children. Save them. Raise them in your world where they might live." Darius stared at her, stunned. "You want me to adopt them? You don't even know me." Aelara's silver eyes locked onto his, pleading. "I see it in you, a warrior who has lost much but still stands. You are strong, and my sons, they will need strength." Tears spilled down her cheeks. "They will not survive without you." Darius looked at the twins, their wide eyes staring at him in silence. They were scared but quiet, as though they understood the weight of their mother's words. Something about them, so small, so innocent, made the hardened walls around his heart crack. "I'm no father," he muttered, more to himself than her. "What do I know about raising kids?" Aelara's lips trembled, but she straightened, her voice steady now. "You are a warrior, and warriors protect those who cannot fight." For the first time in years, Darius had no words. He thought of the countless battles, the lives lost, the emptiness that followed him like a shadow. Perhaps this, them, was a chance to save something for once instead of watching everything burn. Darius knelt before Aelara and looked her in the eyes. "If I take them, what happens to you?" Aelara exhaled shakily. "I will go with you as far as I can. I will help you care for them. But I do not know how long I will survive. My body is failing." She touched her bruised ribs with a wince. "If I do not make it, I ask only that you love them as your own." Her words settled deep in Darius's chest. "You're asking for a lot, Aelara." "I know." She bowed her head, defeated. "But they are all I have." Darius turned back to the twins. Kai, slightly older, met his gaze boldly, unafraid. Ren, smaller and more fragile, clung to his brother, his face hidden. Something sparked in Darius's chest, an ember of responsibility he hadn't felt in years. He sighed. Fine. You win. Aelara gasped, her eyes widening. You will? Yeah, Darius muttered, standing tall. But we need to move. This place isn't safe. Aelara swayed slightly as she stood, the twins in tow. Darius caught her before she fell. Easy there? I'm fine, she whispered. Thank you, Commander Vane. Call me Darius, he said gruffly, lifting Kai and Run into his arms. The twins clung to him immediately, as though sensing his strength. Let's get you three out of here. The journey back to his dropship was harrowing. Aelara was weak, leaning on Darius as they trekked through the war-scorched terrain. The twins clung to his chest, silent but trusting. He didn't know why it mattered so much to him, but every time Aelara stumbled, every time the children stirred, he moved faster, his heart pounding with a need to keep them safe. When they finally reached the dropship, Darius secured the twins in the co-pilot seats and helped Aelara into the cabin. She collapsed against the wall, her breathing shallow. Rest, Darius ordered, strapping himself into the pilot's chair. We're getting out of here. Aelara looked at him, her expression soft despite the pain. You're a good man, Darius. Darius grunted. We'll see about that. They made it to safety, but Aelara's condition worsened. Despite medical efforts, her body had suffered too much. In her final moments, she sat beside Darius, her sons asleep nearby. Thank you, she whispered, her voice faint. You have saved them. You have saved me. You didn't deserve this, Darius said, his voice heavy. You're stronger than most warriors I've known. Aelara smiled weakly. Promise me, Darius. Raise them well. Teach them kindness. Teach them to be brave. Darius took her trembling hand and nodded. I promise. With a final, content sigh, Aelara closed her eyes. Her light faded, leaving behind only the twins and Darius, now their father. Years later, the galaxy knew Kai and Run Vane as two of humanity's greatest heroes, bold leaders with sapphire skin and silver eyes, raised by a human warrior who taught them strength, love, and courage. They called him Father, and though Darius Vane never spoke much of the war, he often looked to the stars and whispered a name, Aelara, the alien widow who had given him not just a promise to keep, but a purpose to live for.